Then on Sports Central, we go over a March Madness game preview and prediction on the Elite Eight matchup between the Gonzaga Bulldogs and the UConn Huskies. Huge matchup for both teams coming up here in the Elite Eight. You got Gonzaga. This is a team that is coming off of a hard-fought win against UCLA, a huge win for the Bulldogs, and this team is brutal to beat as they take on UConn. UConn's a team that has been the most dominant team in this tournament to this point. This is a very dangerous team here, and it should make for an outstanding matchup. We'll be over a full game preview and prediction on this match here today, starting out with their team trends. Gonzaga beat UCLA 79-76 in what was a thrilling finish. I mean, you consider Gonzaga, this team had the game in control with a minute to go. They were up comfortably, but then UCLA storms back into it, and they take the lead back, but Gonzaga hits a three, an incredible three for that matter, right towards the end of the game, and they win it by 3 in the end. What an outstanding finish, and Gonzaga moves on. 31-5 is the overall record for this team, 12-game winning streak heading in. This team is hot right now. Both teams are hot for that matter. I mean, if you're in the Elite Eight, you're playing outstanding. I mean, you're playing your best ball this season if you're in the Elite Eight. So for both teams, they're playing their best ball this season, and especially the Huskies. This is a team that has been dominant so far in this tournament. I mean, they beat Arkansas 88-65 from the start. This team was dominant. Arkansas didn't really have a chance. I mean, you look at the previous two games for the Huskies as well. I mean, their dominant wins over Iona and then St. Mary's. I mean, yeah, UConn is a dangerous team right now, and they're 28-8 heading into this matchup. Games be on Saturday, March 25th in Las Vegas. Your tip-off is 8:49 p.m. Eastern. Spread is favoring UConn here by 2, so we are seeing the lower seed get favored in this matchup, which isn't something you see too often, but UConn, this is a team that is playing, once again, they're outstanding right now, and this is what we saw towards the beginning of the season. This team was playing lights out in the first part of the season. It went through a slump a bit in the middle part of the season, but since we've gotten to the later parts and into the postseason, UConn has caught fire once again, and this team is hot right now. Over-under is 153.5, and the BPI is also going with the Huskies here, 57%. You look at the tournament runs for both teams. Gonzaga, they beat Grand Canyon by 12. They beat TCU, a solid team there, and their win over UCLA. And then for UConn, they beat Iona 87-63, beat St. Mary's 70-55, and just beat Arkansas 88-65. You could argue that UConn is the best team remaining in this tournament now that all the one seeds are out, but Alabama and Houston just lost. I mean, this is anyone's tournament at this point. Your stat comparison, Gonzaga, this team averages 88 points a game. They allow 73. And for UConn, they average 79 points a game and allow 65. So you could argue that UConn's defense is better. But Gonzaga's offense, this team with Drew Timme, I mean, you hear his name a lot for a reason. He is an outstanding ball player. He averages over 20 points a game. This is an outstanding offense that is brutal to defend. And so we're going to see that matchup between this UConn defense and the Gonzaga offense. But the BPI actually is UConn above Gonzaga. UConn is number 6, while Gonzaga is number 8. Your notable matchups for both teams, Gonzaga, they beat Alabama at one point this season by 10. They did take a couple of tough losses to Texas and Purdue. Lost to Purdue by 18, lost to Texas by 19. They beat Xavier by 4, and they were 2-1 against St. Mary's this season. You look at UConn, this team also played a strong schedule. They beat Alabama by 15. You look at how both teams beat Alabama this season. Two of the Crimson Tide's rare losses that they faced, or that they had in this season. And they were 1-2 against Marquette. They got swept by Xavier. They were 1-1 against Creighton and 2-1 against Providence. Your key points, Gonzaga 31-5. This team coming off of a hard-fought battle against UCLA. This team was down at halftime by like 13 points. This team was down by quite a bit heading into the half. Looked like they were down and out, but this team came back into it, and that was a hard-fought battle there. So for Gonzaga, this is a quick turnaround to another brutal game. We'll see how they're able to respond to that. But for UConn, this team is the most dominant team in the tournament. I've got confidence in saying that now that the Crimson Tide are out. But yeah, UConn, this is a dominant team. They're playing outstanding ball right now. I mean, Gonzaga is too, but their games have been a bit closer than UConn's. UConn has just dominated their first 3 games and really ran through the first 3 rounds of the tournament. Drew Timme for Gonzaga makes offense brutal to defend. You hear his name a lot. I mean, once again, and that's for a reason, because of how influential a player he is for this team, how significant he is, averaging 21.5 points a game. I mean, he leads this team in rebounds and assists as well. I mean, he's everything that you want in a basketball player, and he brings experience to this team as well, which is huge. And this is a dangerous team that truly can go all the way. You look at UConn, this team, the most dominant team. We talked about that, and they got Adama Sanogo, who averages 18 points a game, and so he's been great for this team. And this team is all around they're a really balanced team as well. I mean, for Gonzaga, you got one key standout, one main standout in Drew Timme. UConn has got talent all over the place, and this team is emerging as a big championship contender. I mean, you look at the rest of this bracket. I mean, it is very much wide open. This is as wide open as a March Madness tournament has been in a while. And UConn, I mean, the winner of this game, they've got a chance to definitely go all the way and win this thing in the end. And that said, let's get the prediction here for Gonzaga and UConn coming up here in the Elite Eight. I'm going with UConn to win this game. 82-77 is my predicted final score. And Gonzaga is a team that I really liked heading into this tournament. I, in fact, picked Gonzaga to win the tournament in my first bracket prediction. But UConn, the way that they're playing right now, it is tough to go against the Huskies. And I like UConn to win this game in the end, 82-77. In fact, I mean, UConn's even favored in this matchup. It would technically not be an upset if UConn did win this game. So I've got the Huskies in the end here by 5. I see this being a close matchup, definitely higher scoring with the Gonzaga offense who can score 80 points like it's nothing. But for UConn, I mean, this offense in UConn has been outstanding as well. So I'm not too concerned about this team if they get into a higher scoring battle. But yeah, give me UConn here. I'm taking the over for sure, and UConn to cover the spread in the end. But let me know your thoughts and comments below on this matchup, and I appreciate you guys all watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.